Hello, everyone. I don't know if you've recently heard about this new craze, but there's been this concern that even though we've been doing things for thousands of years with cows and, we've been eating chickens and cows and, now suddenly there's this concern that with the world's population exploding the way it is, that we just won't have enough land to, have all the meat sources like cows and chickens. They'll require too much food and too much water, and we won't have enough for the growing population. And so people are trying to find food alternatives to address this problem. And one of the alternatives they were talking about is to eat bugs. Yes, sirree, they're talking about, well, bugs don't require as much water and they don't require as much food. They're extra, and they can reproduce quickly, and they're nutritious. If we eat bugs, we may not have the same type of diet problems that we have because we like to eat our chicken wings and so forth and so on. And actually, there's half the world's population eats bugs, and they're perfectly happy with it. And the only reason why we Americans and maybe Europeans or whatever, I don't know, but anyway, the only reason why we're not eating bugs is that when the British were colonizing the world, they said that only savages eat bugs. And so that is why because we were once a British colony, that's why we don't eat bugs, so we can blame the redcoats for us not eating bugs, or be thanking them, depending on how you're reacting to this. Anyway, so I'm not actually in any hurry to change my diet, but I've led a very rather unexciting life, and I can't see myself actually doing the things I always once put on my bucket lists, like traveling the world by walking, or going bungee jumping, or jumping out of an airplane. And I was thinking, well, Jessica, you need at least to do one exciting, crazy thing. I mean, you didn't even do the normal crazy, exciting things like get drunk and have some inadvisable romantic relationship or something like that. So, or even take drugs. Nothing. I've never been hardcore that way. So I was like, okay, well, I'll eat a bug. That way, when I'm like on my deathbed, I can say, I lived a totally uneventful life, but there was that one time I ate a grasshopper. So I went to Amazon. Bunch of edible bugs on Amazon. I'll tell you one thing, though. If you want to eat bugs, it isn't cheap, at least if you buy them on Amazon. Of course, you're saying nothing's cheap on Amazon, Jessica, and that is very true. Nothing is. Actually, they claim you shouldn't try to catch your own bugs because they could be exposed to pesticides. But they said if you want to start doing insect farming, then go to a pet store and buy, because people buy, there's live bugs at pet stores because people who own iguanas and more exotic pets use them to feed their pets. So they say that's how you should start out. With me, though, I just decided to buy something on Amazon. This bag, and it looked a lot bigger online. It's pretty small, but this was $13.99, and that was actually one of the cheap ones. It's amazing how expensive bugs can be. I don't know how many there are in the bugs. One of the people that did a review said there's about 50. And I got a mixed bug pack. And these are cooked and dehydrated, seasoned with salt. They don't have added colors or preservatives. They're boiled and dehydrated, not fried. They come from a place called the Newport Jerky Company. They sent me a coupon. And apparently, aside from stuff people might like coffee syrup and sweet maple bacon. They also specialize in some other exotic food items like alligator, python, kangaroo, snapping turtle, wild boar, and shark. So, if you have the desire to check them out, you can go to www.newportjerkycompany.com. So, anyway, this bag contains dehydrated grasshoppers, mole crickets, silkworms, crickets, sago or sago worms, and salt. To maintain freshness, bag also contains 1 oxygen absorber. There is an allergen warning, which I have to admit I was very worried about because, it's not like I know if I'm going to be allergic to grasshoppers, not ever having eaten one. They say if you're allergic to crustaceans, then you might have a problem with this. Net weight is 0.52 ounces, or about 15 grams. And it's even got an expiration date, which I was also concerned about. If I'm going to eat a bug, I want to make sure I'm not eating a bug from 1986. So this is the bag I bought. And I've already tried one. I was a little worried about actually an allergic reaction. So I'm going to open the bag and show you what they look like. I actually have already tasted one. To me, it tastes like cat food. Or, well, what I would imagine cat food would taste like from at least its smell. So I'll open it up so you can see. Okay, so I just opened the box and I've poured out some of the contents. I thought they had taken the legs and antenna off and the heads, which part of me was kind of glad because I didn't know if I wanted them staring at me. But it looks like, from what I can see, it looks like just all that's happened is that they had their stuff on them, but, they're fragile, so, like, that definitely looks like part of a head. The stuff's fragile and it just falls off. So, yeah. So I can't even really, it's kind of hard to kind of tell what they are. And I'm not even, familiar with some of them. Okay, kind of really the smell, the smell's kind of unappetizing too. So I cannot see myself doing this, and I'm kind of hoping that we'll find some other food alternative or something that doesn't involve insects. I just cannot see myself eating them. And, I have to ask, how many insects would it take to fill up your hunger anyway? It would take up a lot, So, anyway, I know you guys would probably, the big thing is wanting to watch me eat an insect. And this video is already 8 minutes long, so I'm going to stop it. And then I'll have a second video where you can watch me actually try to eat one of these things. Okay.